Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to talk about products, mainly just the big products. This isn't like a whole baby registry, everything you need or don't need for a baby. Just the big products. I'm getting ready for baby number 2 right now. Baby number 1, I really tried hard to do a minimalist thing and I still messed up. So I'm going to talk about the things I bought that I wish I didn't have bought, the things that you actually need, and the things that you may or may not need. So first of all, you need a car seat. That's not negotiable. They will not let you bring your baby home without a car seat. Even if you're having a home birth, you need, if your baby, you need a car seat, unless you live in like a city or somewhere where you're not going to be doing any driving, it's all walking, then okay, maybe not. But for most people, if your baby's gonna be riding a car, you want the car seat and you want it properly installed and checked by a professional before your baby's even born, because you don't want to risk putting them in an improperly installed car seat for even a few minutes to take it somewhere, just get it done before it comes. I know sometimes they come early, but try to get that one done first. You do need, even if you're planning on co-sleeping, your baby might not want to co-sleep, so you do need to have a bassinet that's Safe Sleep approved for your baby to sleep in. You could also do a crib if you don't think you're going to be able to afford both. I know bassinets do get pretty pricey. It is recommended that your baby sleeps in the same room as you for the first, I think it's 4 to 6 months now. They are always changing it. If you're going to do a crib, just make sure that crib can fit in your room. Last time we bought a bassinet and a crib, and then our baby ended up wanting to co-sleep, and I wanted to co-sleep. I nursed my baby, and it ended up being so much easier. So he was 1 by the time we put him in his crib, and he was walking, and he was 1. He was a toddler, and we're like, wow, we could have just skipped buying the crib that we spent like $200 on this crib, and it was stupid. He was already ready for a toddler bed, or honestly, like a mattress on the floor would have been fine too. So, maybe you don't necessarily need a crib right away. A lot of babies really don't use the crib right from the get-go anyways. Or you could do a mini crib. They're a little bit less expensive, and they can move from your bedroom to their bedroom. That's what we're doing this time. I think it'll make the transition a little bit better, easier from our room to their room. They do grow out of their bassinets once they start sitting up on their own, so you are going to need to have something to sleep in next, but you don't know what's going to happen in those 4 months. They could start co-sleeping with you. Unless that's something that's completely ruled out, it's definitely not going to happen. You just might not need a crib. And this has happened to a few friends of mine. They ended up co-sleeping, and then all of a sudden they had toddlers who were still co-sleeping, and they're like, oh, well, I guess I shouldn't have bought that crib that's been sitting down the hall for 2 years, not being used. So something to think about. We bought a pack and play. I don't know why. I've never used the pack and play. It has a changing table and another bassinet on top, which we used, I guess, but we never used. I guess I thought toddlers or like babies, like once they start crawling, you like, oh, I'll just set you in this pack and play while I clean the kitchen. No. You can just set them on the rug in the living room. They're not going to go very far. They're crawling. Maybe if you travel a lot, like in your car, and you want to always have that portable crib option, okay, but it was not necessary. And again, I spent a lot of money on it because I thought it was something that everybody had and everybody needed, like a playpen or a pack. I never use it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so perfect because it has a bassinet on top and a changing table. I'm going to use this every day. I have never used that changing table attachment on my Pack and Play. And I've never used the whole bottom of it, ever. It's never been used. I've used the bassinet part on top and that's it. The swings and the bouncing seats, do not waste your money on those at first. You have no idea if you're going to need that, if your baby is going to like that at all. They're made to like soothe your baby, and you don't know your baby. You haven't met your baby yet, and you're not going to know until there's an issue, and that maybe a swing or a jumperoo or a bouncy seat might fix. We live in an age where we all have Amazon Prime and can order one click and have that by this evening. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can get in your car and you can drive somewhere and have it by this evening. Or at the very most, 5 business days. You can live without it for then. Those things are expensive. They do not have a good resale value on Craigslist or whatever secondhand stores you're doing. You're going to end up either sticking in your garage or putting it away or giving it away for free because you'll get tired of looking at it. And they don't last very long. They're only going to be big enough for your baby for a few months anyways. So I would wait and see if that's something that you actually need. If someone gives you one, or if your friend gives you their old one, take it for sure, because then it'll be there if you might need it. But I want to spend your money on it at the very beginning. And remember, that stuff takes up space in your living room too. You don't want to be overwhelmed with baby stuff for you to trip over at 3 a.m. when you wake up to feed your baby. The nursing pillows, if you're going to be nursing your baby, some of them are also used for like tummy time and propping the baby up. They might be good to have, but you could, a lot of times moms for nursing like the pillows that they already have. Now, a pregnancy pillow can double as a nursing pillow. Regular pillows can work as nursing pillows. And you honestly don't need nursing pillows past the first few months. You'll probably stop using them. And you don't know, like there's no way of knowing what you're going to like before your baby's here. So if you have your baby, you don't like the pillows that you have, then you can go to the baby store and actually have your actual baby to hold. And I'm not saying you have to nurse in the store, but you can at least, put your baby in that position and try out different pillows. Most baby stores will let you do that. And certainly if you want to practice nursing in the store, that should be totally acceptable, but you don't have to if that's not something you want to do. And I would wait. And again, like we can do that. We live in an age where we can put our kids in the store, put our kids in the car, drive a store, have what we need by the end of the day. A stroller is another one. We actually held off on buying a stroller for about 4 months. We live in Texas, so at 4 months, it was July when my son was born, and I had him in a wrap, and I wanted to do the wrap a lot longer, but it was too hot to do the wrap by July, so maybe it was June. Either way, but that's something that you don't necessarily need. You're told that you need a stroller. I know a lot of people who bought strollers and really never used them because they did baby wearing and they wore their babies until their babies could walk. Sometimes it's also easier, like dads like to parade their babies around. Sometimes it's easier just to carry them in a wrap or a carrier. When they start sitting up, you can put them up on shoulders. Dads like to do that too, if that's an option for you. And you can also get you don't have to get the really nice travel system that comes with your car seat and you spend like $500. You don't have to do that. You could buy just kind of a dinky stroller to throw your kid in if you're going to a festival or something and you don't want to be carrying them all day. That's what we did. We waited and then it was like, you know what, we need a stroller today. We went and we bought a stroller. They're expensive. They can get really expensive. And that's also, by the way, that's something that you can very safely buy used. And it's really hard for a stroller to get messed up. Your kid only sits in it for a little bit of a time. Car seats and cribs and bassinets, you need to be a little bit more cautious. It's usually not recommended buying those things used because their safety is at risk. Not that it's impossible, it's just not usually the recommended thing to do. But strollers are totally safe to buy used, so you can get them. You can get really nice strollers for really cheap secondhand. Another thing that we ended up not needing is a changing table. So I want to say we've never used our changing table, but we don't use it very often. We found it was super inconvenient. We were always out in the living room, so we would change the baby on the floor, or I would like roll out a bath mat and change him on the couch. Before, when he was a newborn, we used to change him on the counter or on the table. It's just my husband and I, like, we didn't have, if there's people over, I would take him in my room, my bedroom, and change him on my bed. And then maybe when he was older, sometimes we would change him in the changing table in his nursery, but not really. It was really more convenient just to keep everything in the kitchen. Our like kitchen and living room is all combined, so we would kind of keep everything out here and do it there. And when they're little, you're changing their diapers 10 times a day at least. So walking into the other room and doing that 10 times a day gets really old. And then once they start standing up, it's easier to change their diapers while they're standing up anyways. Changing tables, they can run you a little bit of money. Sometimes they come with your crib. So if you're getting a crib, I guess that's cool, but those are also smaller and they might grow out of them. So keep that in mind. Yeah, just something to think about. All right, well, this was just some stuff to think about. You definitely need a car seat and you definitely need a safe place for your baby to sleep. Those are the only two big items though that you should need to spend money on. Everything else, just kind of wait and see if you need it. Don't waste your money and don't waste the space in your house. Okay, bye guys. Knowledge.